With Nintendo's eShop ending support for the Nintendo 3DS games, there's going to be so many games that are going to be going up in price, and as we know it, it's going to be a really hard time getting these games. In today's video, guys, I'm going to go over 10 Nintendo 3DS games that really need to come to the Nintendo Switch in 2023. Let's get started. What is going on, guys? Jim here at a video today, and yes, we're going to talk about Nintendo 3DS games that need to come to the Switch, because Nintendo 3DS, as you know, it is one of the best handheld Nintendo consoles out there. It is honestly one of the best handheld consoles in general, and it has some of the best games on its library. I'm telling you, you got games that range from Donkey Kong to Mario to Luigi. Yeah, I said Mario, not Mario. Pokemon, and so many games that you want on the Nintendo 3DS eShop are going to expire really soon. This video is hoping that these games come true from Nintendo 3DS to the Switch, because we've seen enough Wii U games come to the Nintendo Switch, like Mario 3D World, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, we've seen Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker. We've seen so many games from Nintendo Wii U to the Switch, but we have not seen one Nintendo 3DS game to the Switch yet. Before we get started today's video, guys, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button, like this video, comment down below which Nintendo 3DS game or series you would love to see on the Switch. Be sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any videos like this and so many more GameStop videos and so many other gaming videos. Starting list with number 10, we have the Fire Emblem 3DS series. Yes, the Fire Emblem 3DS series has games like Fire Emblem Awakening, Fire Emblem Conquest, Fire Emblem Birthright, and Fire Emblem Echoes. I said Fire Emblem like 4 times fast. It is very difficult to say that, but that's besides the point. So number 10, the Fire Emblem 3DS games. So let's talk about this real quick. The Fire Emblem 3DS games are some of the most popular games on the Nintendo 3DS. Biggest one would be Fire Emblem Awakening. I'm honestly not a fan at all of Fire Emblem. I could not get into it. Watching the game and its strategic elements are cool, but it's just not for me. I really prefer other types of games. Fire Emblem is a big thing for certain fans, and I think it's an acquired taste 100%. And you really will like it, or you really won't like it. So let me know in the comment section below, do you like Fire Emblem, or you do not like Fire Emblem? And speaking of it, we're getting a Nintendo Switch Fire Emblem game coming out this Friday, so that's pretty cool. This is a big thing if we get the Fire Emblem games, because the Fire Emblem games are some of the most sought after games, and I think Awakening getting a remake would be huge. Number 9, Persona 3DS series. Yes, the Persona series has seen a ton of games ranging from all generations of consoles, PlayStation 2, Nintendo 3DS obviously here, and so many other consoles. Let's talk about the Persona games here. So we're going to talk about Persona 3DS games, Persona Q and Persona Q2. These games are mixed between Etri and Odyssey, I'm pretty sure, and Persona, and I think Shin Megami Tensei is mixed in here a little bit, but I think it's mostly Etri and Odyssey and Persona. These games are very unique. These Persona games are some of the most underrated Persona games in the whole entire series. You have Persona Q and Q2, obviously. Q1 is about $30 on eBay right now. Persona Q2, however, is extremely hard to find, and it's more expensive. I think a Persona Q1 and Q2 collection would be a great opportunity for fans on the Nintendo Switch to get their hands on and try it out, because it's not your typical Persona 5 or Persona 4 or even Persona 3. It's nothing like that. It's Persona mixed with Etri and Odyssey, and I think these games make a huge impact if they came out sometime in 2023, because Persona is one of my favorite series, and I think Persona is a big thing for a lot of fans, and it started to really become popular when Persona 5 came out in America, and I really think that these two games as a collection would be a huge hit for the Nintendo Switch. Coming up at number 8, we have the Marion Luigi series on Nintendo 3DS, obviously, and let's talk about them. Marion Luigi Dream Team, which is my favorite, Marion Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, which is a remake from the DS, and Marion Luigi Superstar Saga, which is a new game, I think, and then Marion Luigi Paper Jam, which is the least favorite above everyone's in this series, and a lot of people don't like it because of the Paper Mario really messing with the game, and I think it's mediocre at best. But yes, the Marion Luigi series is extremely underrated. If you're a Marion Luigi fan, I hope this happens, because I've only played one for a decent amount of time, and I'm telling you right now that these games, they're very hard to find on 3DS. See here, the prices are going up on all of them. Hopefully they do Marion Luigi, because it is really an underrated series. Number 7, we have the Kirby 3DS series. Now these games are also very good and underrated in my opinion, but before we continue with that, there are 2 Kirby games on the Nintendo Switch. We have Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Obviously it just came out last year. We had Kirby Star Allies, which came out a few years ago, and then obviously in March of this year we're getting the very popular and very sought after Kirby Return to Dreamland Deluxe Edition coming out, and that is the Wii remake, and I cannot wait to pick that up in March of this year. That's gonna be a big one. You see the poll here, a lot of people really wanted this game when I did a poll about it, So that game is obviously the next big thing for Nintendo Switch. But can we see what 3DS games? Let's take a look. So Nintendo 3DS's Kirby Triple Deluxe is a really, really good game. Kirby's Planet Robobot. Yes, that one is a really, really good one, a very unique one. And then we have the Wii remake of Kirby's Epic Yarn, which is also a very good game. See, I haven't played Kirby's Epic Yarn on the 3DS, but I can tell you the Wii version is extremely, extremely fun and very unique. He's got that Yoshi yarn feel to it. It's very, very different. Kirby Triple Deluxe obviously is another Kirby side-scroller game I really, really enjoyed. But the big one on this list, I'm going to say, is Kirby Planet Robobot. Kirby's Planet Robobot is extremely unique. You get different robot mech suits that range from fire, ice, to lightning. So many different things in this game that really make Kirby's Planet Robobot a different game. And I'd love to see that one of all three of these to come to Nintendo Switch sometime in the future. This game, look at the price, it's going up. It's not going to stop, and once the 3DS eShop ends, forget about it. It's going to be gone. Number 6, we have a game that I would only particularly recommend for this one game, not the other game in the series on 3DS, but this one is a big one. Metroid Samus Returns. Let's take a look at it. Metroid Samus Returns was a big hit on Nintendo 3DS, and after seeing Metroid Dread and how popular it is and how great of a game it was and how tough and challenging it was, I would love to see this game come to Nintendo Switch, because this game would sell quick if it came to Nintendo Switch because of how good Metroid Dread did. And look at the price. It is starting to go up. As you see, this is the last chance for 3DS fans to pick this up at a decent price. When we get into the later half of 2023 and 24, we're going to be seeing these 3DS games spike up incredible in value, and it's going to be a very hard time to get these games. So hopefully Nintendo can definitely see a lot of fans loving Metroid Dread, so why not bring Metroid Samus Returns? I'm pretty sure that is the same type of game because they're both side-scrolling Metroid games. We're not talking about the Metroid Prime games. We have Metroid Dread on Nintendo Switch, and it's a huge hit, and it did great. Why not bring Samus Returns as well? Because a lot of fans of the Metroid series, even myself, not a huge Metroid fan, but I can tell you right now that that Dread game was so great from what I played, and I think that Metroid Samus Returns will be an insane hit for Nintendo Switch fans. It would sell a lot of copies. Coming up at number 5 is a series that I really, really hope Nintendo brings more of to Nintendo Switch. Yes, we actually got the one game for Nintendo 3DS, which was Layton's Mystery Journey and Control and the Millionaire's Conspiracy. Say that 5 times fast. That is extremely difficult to even say once. That game came to Nintendo Switch as a deluxe edition. I actually have it, and it's actually a very, very good game, and it's actually becoming rare as I speak. These Layton games have a huge track record when it comes to being rare. So let's take a look at the 3 games. We have Professor Layton, The Miracle Mask, Professor Layton, The Azran Legacy, and Professor Layton vs. Phoenix Wright. Okay, these games are some of the biggest games on Nintendo 3DS that need to come to Switch, because obviously we got the other game, Layton's Control Millionaire's Conspiracy game, but we didn't get these 3. So let's take a look at it. Miracle Mask on eBay is obviously around $40, $50 right here. The other 2, however, are pushing well over $100 a piece. Now, I don't mean together, a piece. These games are too expensive to afford, and with Nintendo's 3DS eShop closing soon, I'm sure a lot of fans of the Professor Layton series are like, should I buy them for $40 a piece? Or $40 and $30 because it's a really good deal. But it is possible that we could get a Nintendo Direct sometime in February or sometime before the Nintendo 3DS closes on the eShop. Maybe Nintendo could surprise us with a Professor Layton series or a collection or a deluxe edition of each. This would be incredible if Nintendo and Level 5 brought the other 3 Layton games from the Nintendo 3DS to the Nintendo Switch, because they are big games. And I'm telling you, I've been wanting this since 2018 or 2019. It's just never happened yet. We got the other one, but we didn't get the other ones because the other ones are obviously going to be the mainline Layton series. All I'm going to finish off by saying is we need the Professor Layton series to come to Nintendo Switch. And let me know in the comment section if you agree, if you think I'm just crazy for wanting this series on the Switch. Coming up, number 4, we have Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D. Obviously, it wouldn't be called 3D, it'd be called HD, because obviously it started on the Wii as a big game called Donkey Kong Country Returns, because it obviously returned from the other games on Super Nintendo, which were big hits back in the 90s. But this one obviously started on the Wii. Obviously, it was a big hit on the Wii, then it brought it to the 3DS, and it was a really good game, added some stuff, but I want to see this game on Nintendo Switch. I would love to see a Donkey Kong Country Returns HD on the Nintendo Switch. Obviously, they can add some more stuff. This game could really look good on the Switch. We got Tropical Freeze, and that's an excellent game from the Wii U to the Switch, but we didn't get this one from the 3DS to Switch yet. Number 3, the Luigis Mansion 3DS series. Obviously, there's only 2 games on the 3DS. The other one is on the Switch. Let's talk about it. So we have Luigi's Mansion 3D, obviously the big game that was remade from the GameCube, and obviously Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, which was a system seller on the 3DS, and it was huge. So Nintendo's Luigi Mansion series is really, really big, and let me tell you why. This is one of the most underrated Nintendo games you're going to play. I played on the GameCube. It is very unique. Luigi's Mansion is a given at this point. Let me tell you why. Because you have Luigi's Mansion 3 on the Switch that's selling like crazy to this day. It sold so many copies. It's a great game, and it's one of Nintendo Switch's system sellers. These games definitely need to be on the Switch someday because of Luigi's Mansion 3 being obviously a big title on the Switch. Why not bring original Luigi's Mansion and Dark Moon to the Nintendo Switch? We'll have the whole collection on Nintendo Switch, and it'll be a huge thing. Just imagine a double pack of the original Luigi's Mansion and Dark Moon on Nintendo Switch. Coming up at number 2, we have the most popular Nintendo franchise of all time, the Legend of Zelda series. So we have a Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D, a Legend of Zelda Link Between Worlds, and we have Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D. The thing about Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask have in common, they both started on the 64, they went to the 3DS and became 3D games. Let's talk about what could happen. They could simply just put them on the Switch as a collection and put Deluxe HD, or each game could get a HD Deluxe Edition for 2023 or 2024, whatever year. But Links Between Worlds would be a good addition too, because obviously we have Link's Awakening, which is a little similar to that, kind of. And with Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 coming out really soon, I think these 3DS games being remade for the Switch could be a really big hit for Nintendo Switch fans and anybody alike. This could make a lot of people grab a Nintendo Switch because of these 3 games that they came to the Switch. Before we get to number 1, let's talk about honorable mentions, and these are really good ones. Honorable mention number 1, we have the Dragon Quest series, trending upwards of $150 as we speak. Kid Icarus Uprising, another really hidden gem on the system. This game obviously is starting to go up to 80 plus in price as well. Hopefully they bring the Kid Icarus game to the Nintendo Switch. And obviously, last but certainly not least, Animal Crossing New Leaf. And yes, that is a huge game on the Nintendo 3DS. Out of these 3, I can see Kid Icarus being harder to make because of that thing you had to use with the 3DS. But I think Animal Crossing is a giving down the road, and I also can see Dragon Quest because of its price really being a problem to purchase on the 3DS. I can see that being on the Switch as well. Number 1, the Pokemon 3DS series. Pokemon is big here. We love, my girlfriend and I love Pokemon. We collect the cards. We love the games. We both grew up in the 90s with the Pokemon Generation 1 and Generation 2. Obviously started at base set, first edition, Shadowless, all that stuff. But today we're talking about the games, and let's talk about what's already on the Nintendo Switch. We already have Legends of Arceus, we have Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, we have new Pokemon Snap, we have Pokemon Sword and Shield, we have Pokemon, there's so many freaking Pokemon games. There's Mystery Dungeon, Brilliant Diamond, there's just so many games. See on the screen here, all the Switch games have Pokemon, and Pokken Tournament, obviously, as well. Obviously, to bring the Pokemon Sun and Moon series would be huge. Maybe the X and Y series would be huge. Maybe the Ruby and Sapphire remakes, or even Pokemon Art Academy, one of the best and most underrated games on Nintendo 3DS, and one of the most expensive ones you see here. And then maybe the Mystery Dungeon games, if you're a fan of those. So yes, all of these Pokemon games have a shot at making it to the Nintendo Switch. My personal opinion, the biggest one would be the Sun and Moon series or X and Y series they would probably do next, as they did with Diamond and Pearl. But obviously, Ruby and Sapphire is also an option they could bring to the Nintendo Switch. Let me know which Pokemon series I just named that you think could come to Nintendo Switch sometime in 2023 or beyond. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. Those were 10 Nintendo 3DS games that hopefully get ported to Nintendo Switch sometime in 2023 and beyond. We have games that range from Donkey Kong to Mario games to even Pokemon, Zelda games, and even Luigi's Mansion. So many things I named today. I really hope some of these games come to Nintendo Switch, especially the Professor Layton series. That's one of the most underrated series on Nintendo 3DS, and hopefully they bring that sometime soon. Let me know in the comment section below which Nintendo 3DS series I talked about today you would love to see come to Nintendo Switch sometime this year or next year or beyond. Or let me know a game series I missed, and also hope Nintendo brings a lot of these games, especially the Professor Layton series. That is getting way too much on the Nintendo 3DS. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. Stay awesome, stay positive, most of all stay safe, and I'll see you on the video for tomorrow. Peace out guys.